Today is a very important topic when it comes to a small hospital, especially a small hospital. So today we're going to touch upon a very important point in building a small hospital, that is building it as a turnkey solution. So now there might be a lot of questions in your mind, which we can address at the end of this session. So firstly, I'll just brief you upon what is a turnkey solution. It's a complete 360-degree solution for healthcare. That is, from designing it to executing it to handing it over. So, in small hospitals, this whole chain is actually a very big pain area. So, the number of people involved, the number of processes involved, the number of certifications involved, the number of days involved, the time involved, everything is so precious, as well as it's the need of the hour. So how to optimize this the best is what we have done. And we have worked in detail to see how this can be packaged as a complete turnkey offer, which can really benefit the clients in all these parameters. So just to throw a little more insight into each and every topic which comes under turnkey design and build solutions. Firstly, we will see what is this approach? What is the turnkey solution? What's the process? So how does one go about a turnkey solution? What happens in each stage and what is the outcome of each stage? Then the trends. So now what's really the market trend and what are the things which are being incorporated in healthcare design and in various stages of the process? What are the type of turnkey solutions that one can go for? And finally, what are the advantages? Okay, so by the end of this session, it will be almost obvious on what are the advantages that will be coming out of this very unique approach of turnkey design and bid solutions for small hospitals, which is what is going to be covered in this entire presentation. Firstly, the approach. Okay, so what is the approach? The standard approach that the market has today is multiple teams work, be it a small project or be it a big project. Multiple teams work on it. For example, on one side are the NABH consultants, the architects, the structural engineers, the MEP designers, and on the other side are the civil contractors, the interior contractors, the HVAC contractors, electrical contractors, plumbing contractors, firefighting contractors, and so on and so on. Over and above all this, there are also specific healthcare related vendors and contractors such as the medical gas team, the modular OT team, the STP and ETP vendors, etc. So this is a whole lot of people. And this also is actually a summary. There are far more and more people and teams involved to build a small hospital. So this particular problem or this particular situation brought us into coming up with this turnkey solution approach, which could actually solve the whole pain area which the healthcare team goes through during this entire cycle, appointing a consultant, appointing the various stakeholders, putting them all together and coming up with their hospital. So what is the approach we have taken? What we've taken is a turnkey approach, which is a one-stop solution, by which I mean feasibility study and project report, which is part one, which is the study stage, which involves the structural design, MEP design, civil and interior design, furniture design, healthcare specific special designs, and medical equipment design. This falls under the design scope. And thirdly, the building construction, interior execution works, the exterior signage and facade works, all the MEP execution works, all the furniture supply and installation works, turnkey OTs, turnkey labs, turnkey diagnostic areas, all these come under build solutions. And The fourth one, that is the certifications, that is the healthcare certifications and the building certifications, which fall under the complete certification of the whole hospital. It's not only enough to build it, it all needs to be certified, and that also has to go through a huge process. Here we form a core team where this can be a single one-stop solution for you, where we start with study, we do the designing based on the study, we transfer the entire design to the build team, which is also an integral part of our team. And finally, as everything is built as per the study and as per the design, it can be easily certified. And the knowledge this whole team has about all the certification processes and all the NOCs required, the whole process becomes very easy to handle. And from start to end, it can be a very smooth flow. This we call as a complete design and build approach. Now, how does this work within? How does this solution work within the team? So there is one team which is designers and healthcare experts, which are all the designers put together, where all the brainstorming happens on the structure, the MEP, the concepts, the design, the planning, the certifications, the norms, and all the parameters which are related to design. The project management team manages all this and does a very professional translation along with the site execution team to hand over the complete hospital to you as a one-shot solution. For the client, this is a single point contact and reduces all the pain areas the client has interacting with team members and ensuring there's nothing missed, everything is translated and going through the entire cycle. The key note here is that this ease in operation helps reduce a huge amount of timelines and efforts. And also the knowledge base of this design team ensures that the standards of the output is par excellence. So this is the whole gist about what is the approach. Now next we will see how the project management team works to translate this. There is a detailed pre-engineering setup where all the in-house teams works on the MEP, the architecture, everything, a detailed pre-engineering is done. Then the professional project management team defines the work instructions and the procedures. A thorough planning and monitoring is done using Gantt charts to maintain the timelines, as all the controls are within and all the designing, all the management is within. All the Gantt chart can be followed and all milestones can be achieved. And all the compliances which we are totally aware of are taken care of at various stages, and a complete documentation is done, and a complete professional handing over is given to the client through a smooth process. So this is a professional translation of design intent happens, which is a very crucial area when it comes to healthcare. So till now we saw the approach and we saw how the team works, and we also saw how project management brings excellence in the whole activity and ensures the given timelines as a one-stop solution. Now let's look at the process in a little more detail so that you can relate better with the whole solution. Stage 1, which we call as the study, is what Shweta and Venkat just took you through. The immense knowledge which the team has on that ensures an excellent feasibility study and a good project report. So this becomes the base on which a study is done of the site and its surrounding. The land and its documents are further studied to see where are there any gaps, what should be done for those gaps, is there anything to be addressed at the land document levels. Soil testing is done to see whether the structure can be, as maximum used, the space can be maximum used, what is the number of basements that can be gone for, how much is the height possible structurally. So a detailed soil testing is done. A digital survey is done to ensure that the perfect site dimensions are captured in the AutoCAD drawing. Then, with all this as the base, the requirements are completely finalized with the client in a form of a complete report, which forms the final client requirement list. Keeping this in mind, the land usage plan is done, which Shweta had elaborated on how it is done, and I think she has covered almost all the points very well on what is done in this stage. I'll just quickly go through it. In this stage, the whole team, the turnkey team, works as a group. The architects, the structural engineer, the MEP, the healthcare experts, execution team, and the local licensing agents. All of us sit together and completely study this whole thing. And then we come out with this land usage plan. So every important aspect has been captured and translated into a good land usage plan. So this is what happens in this first stage called the study. In the first stage of turnkey solution, which we call as the study. Now the next stage. So once this stage is over, we move into the next stage, which is actually stage 2, or which we call as the concept stage. In this stage, the blocking and stacking is done within the overall dimensions of the building. Now that we have got the complete land usage plan clear and ready, we have the form and shape of the building. We have our feasibility reports, which tell us what is the kind of facilities to go for, and our structural study, which tells us what is the kind of structure to go for. And we have a clear digital survey of the layout. We have the FMB drawing. We are all set, all ready to go for a blocking and stacking drawing, which is actually we go within the shell and we start, determining the departments and the services which are required for the hospital, which Shweta has taken in detail, which is all as per the NABH standards and all the required healthcare standards. Then we arrive at an MEP concept to support the departments. Each department and each services have various MEP requirements, which are all shortlisted, and an MEP concept is created. After the concept is created, a structural concept is actually enveloped around this. Like if there are DGs, there is a study done on what is the load and how the structure can help in supporting the DGs, the AHUs, everything. The load study is done. All the loads that go into the building are studied, and all the strengthening is incorporated into the structural concept, so that all this doesn't become an afterthought. And after you build a building, you're sitting and strengthening it because you have a DG or you have a laundry equipment coming in the terrace. All this is done very well in the concept stage. We all sit as a team and sit and derive the structural concept, which will support all these services. And finally, we determine something called a schematic layout. This schematic layout will capture all the concepts required for the building and will give the client a complete reach about what is being placed where and how the whole internal planning is going to look. This is a very important stage, and this stage is where we determine all the main requirements of the turnkey solution. After this stage, which is the concept stage, we move into the next stage, which is actually the approval stage. This is also a very critical stage wherein again all the teams sit together and prepare a detailed internal layout, a detailed building design, an MEP space planning, a detailed structural design, and create something called a government approval kit. This is to facilitate you to actually submit all the papers to the government bodies and start with your approval processes, which is a very important part of the whole cycle, and that takes a bit of time. So this we do. Once the kit is given to you, you can start processing the approvals, and as it will have all the study inside it, it will be perfectly as per the norms, and it can be easily passed through the government approvals. Along with this, we also clear out a good third dimension of the building so that you're aware how the building is going to look and for what you're really taking the approvals. So there are these approval drawings which are made, which are exactly as per how the government bodies want the drawing. All the details, the formats, etc. are as per the local government bylaws. the approvals, enabling all the required approvals. And there's a third dimension, which is frozen, which is how the building is going to look. This stage we call as an approval stage, and this ends with a government approval kit. Next, we have finished the concept stage, we have finished the study stage, we have finished the approval stage, and we are moving on into the construction stage. So now that we have all our parameters frozen and all our approvals are in place, we can go in for the construction. So now our construction team starts the construction work, which starts with a structural design kit, which will have everything required for doing the construction, including the load study, the foundation drawings, the BOM, everything that's required for doing the construction. The site excavation is started, building materials are procured, building construction is started, and building certifications are also taken into consideration. So for example, like this is a small pocket of land, a typical small hospital, which would be ideally looking like this when you start the project. So further we do our excavation, and then we start our foundation works. The slabs are built, the curing is done, floor by floor, each and every activity is timed, planned. As all the planning has already happened, there's nothing to stop us in this stage, and we can keep on constructing floor by floor. And in a very fast span, we will reach a complete constructed building, which will also get its add-on features like that, what we use the trusses in the terrace, where the terrace is getting used with a temporary shed. That's the next step that goes into it. And finally, we have once the building is built, the certification activities are taken in, the completion certificate work is taken up, the fire licenses are taken up, the lift licenses are taken up, the CAIG approvals are taken up, and all this is also completed along with the building and the facade work. So this is the building and this is the envisaged output. So at this stage, we are completely planned to go in for the next level, that is the finishes. So with this approval, certifications, everything is processed. The next step of turnkey execution, that is after the building construction, we move on to stage 5, which is actually the interior and MEP works. In this stage, we have something called an interior and MEP kit, which has everything required for the interior works, which is the mood boards, the layouts, the concepts, the color themes, the individual room details, everything is ready. So the construction time we utilize and all these details are frozen. Equipment planning is done. All services, installation and commissioning are done. All finishes, supply and installation is done. All certification works are in progress and the complete interior is completed. So at this stage, basically we start with the internal civil works, internal services, internal electrical works, the various STP, ETP systems, the AHU for the OTs, the medical gas systems, the RO systems and the FRP tanks, the medical IT systems such as nurse call, queue management, all the necessary medical IT systems. And finally, we end up with a basic interior shell, which we give all the finishes and, the brand themes. The modular OT is done and the interior is completely complete as per the envisaged third dimensions. So this is stage 5, wherein there is pollution control certification and NABH certification. The designs are all as per this, so the certifications are very smooth and easy to complete. So this ends our fifth stage of turnkey solution. And these stages consist of all the MEP details, which covers, this is the MEP full kit, the interior full kit, which has all the 3Ds and everything. So the team has a full kit, which we transfer from one team, from the design team to the execution team, and the execution team works with this kit so that nothing is missed, nothing is, back and forth. So completely we can spend the entire time on execution and get it out, get the whole output in the desired timelines. So this is the basic process of a turnkey solution. It's a 5-stage process and there is a clean transfer from stage to stage with a very strong project management, which is done by one single team. So the whole net result is as planned and as desired, and covering all the certifications. So this addresses almost all the pain areas that a small hospital faces. So just to take you through how, because we do, when you go in for a complete turnkey solution, it not only helps you with a fast execution, but it also helps you keep up with the trends, because of the awareness of all the various aspects of a particular solution. You'll also be very well versed with the trends. So as the picture certifies, the design and the execution team keep working on the trends to see how better and better turnkey solutions can be worked out for you. So some of the important trends in construction that we're doing is that we're seeing that emphasis is very much on speed. So water tanks today, we do not do concrete water tanks. We're going in for FRP tanks, which are as good as the water tanks and can also are modular, can be increased in size. We're also looking at the top floors being, extended floors being done in MS, where if you want to extend your existing building, you can extend it with an MS structure and can also add metal ramps. So all these are helping, make the building faster as well as, expandable. So these are some construction trends that we're seeing today and which you are implementing, and we are keeping on improving on this. The next is trends in MEP, where the emphasis is mainly seen on maintenance. So each and every time our solutions are given to you, we keep looking at how it can be very easy for a small hospital to be, it's very easy to finish the construction, but it's as equally difficult to maintain it. So taking into the consideration all the small parts of maintaining a small hospital, we would suggest and we would recommend the client to go in for automatic STP systems and surveillance systems, which helps them sit and, have a perfect surveillance, because you're not having a very big team. A huge team is not there. So how can the doctor himself or the admin have a good surveillance on the entire system? E-surveillance and AI can be introduced into the surveillance systems, which we can give you options and which are being incorporated, which we strongly recommend for small hospitals. Another thing is on how to reduce the running cost. After building such an hospital, you have to be very clear on how to reduce the running cost. So we recommend things like solar and VRV systems and all the MEP systems which can reduce running cost. So these are discussed and incorporated in the initial stage itself. So that's a good awareness that the client has on all this. Coming to the trend in interiors, which is very interesting. Even though the hospital is small, however small a hospital is, today the emphasis is on appearance and speed. Appearance takes a very, very big seat in, be it a small hospital, be it a big hospital. Emphasis on appearance is very high today. So what we're seeing as trend is modularity, which involves where speed can be brought into the whole cycle, where all the back panels, important vanity units are all already, standardized and designed. So the same thing can be used in various shapes and proportions, but the basic ideas and all the details are fixed. So modularity, we bring in modularity into turnkey solutions so that the speed can be increased heavily. And as the construction is going on, the modular components are already being produced in the factory so that it can be just brought in and fixed. Yes, I have 5 minutes left, so I'll just take it fast. Appearance wise, it's even if it's a small hospital, the needs are of hospitality. So we look at how elegant and um, how elegant and how trendy the space can look, so that even if it's a small space, it gives the feel of being a large and um, very appealing ambience. The types of turnkeys that are involved are actually new projects, which I just took you through. Also, certain old buildings which look like this want a quick facelift, that also can be done. Renovation of interiors, labor rooms which look like this can be completely transformed into LDRP suites. The advantages of this whole system is that The main important advantage is that condensed project timelines, reduced time loss due to design translation. Design and execution is one team. So there isn't any major time loss. A huge amount, 50% of the time loss goes here in design translation that can be completely avoided. Reduced time loss due to multiple agency coordination, which is actually a very big burden on the management. Reduce time loss due to change management challenges. That is, if there are any changes that happen, which is very, can definitely happen in the course of the events. That is very easy when it comes to a single team. Everything can be translated, changes can be accommodated. Reduce time loss due to blaming. When there are too many teams, there's nobody taking the onus of the time. So there's a lot of blame game and there's a huge time loss because of that. Other advantages that we can see is reduced management efforts. Being a small hospital, it is not easy for the management to put in too many people to go into all this. There is everybody multitasking and taking care of the hospital. So as it is a complete solution, hardly any time needs to be taken out by the management. They can just be, after the first month of discussion, they're completely free to continue with their activities. The whole process will go by itself. Consistent quality expectations across phases. As you're giving it to a complete turnkey solution, or completely aware of from start to end, how many ever branches across India or expansions, everything you can expect the same quality expectations. So that's about it. I hope I've been able to give a good gist about what is turnkey solution and how it can be really useful for a small hospital. So
thank you very much, Ambika. I think you made the case quite clear for a doctor who doesn't have much time to be able to give it to a single point of contact and a single agency to do the whole thing. Thank you very much, Ambika.
Yes. Thank you.